2,000-point score, and certainly inside the SJB Pavilion here on the campus of Ole Miss. A big one here between the Rebels and the Lady Vols. Inside to Sarah Chinu. Chinu picks up her dribble, looking for where to go. There's Cotie McMahon, 32 in white, a name that we will call quite a bit this evening, Megan. She turns around, baseline jumper won't go, and it's going to stay with Ole Miss.
A key to guarding Cotie McMahon is trying to force her into tough twos, and right there, Tennessee showed two bodies at her, making that a tougher shot, so she was more off balance taking it in that short corner.
And this game that was scheduled to be played on January 26th was postponed because of Winter Storm Fern, and right there, not ice cold anymore. She's thawed out. Sarah Chinu with a bucket.
Chinu just stopped time, it felt like, to make that shot go in. Good stop, making the defense blow by to have an open look.
The starting lineup, Nia Robertson, along with Jada Silva, the freshman, Talaysia Cooper, Barker, and Spearman. Naomi Apaldo, once again, as she is out. They hope to have her back next game. Off the mark is Cooper, and here comes Cotie McMahon pushing the issue in transition to Brisha Poe, and she got the bucket.
When you have a player that can rebound and start the break immediately, it allows you to play at fast speeds, and just like that, Ole Miss can get it going in transition.
Barker banks it in for three. Janiah Barker has been really good as of late in the way that she's been putting up points. As that's one thing that Tennessee loves to do, shoot threes. Back the other way inside to Awala, and Christina Awala is fouled.
Ole Miss already trying to push pace early, even on the made basket by Tennessee. They're getting it, and they are running down the floor. Janiah Barker has been such a great addition coming from UCLA to Tennessee this season. She can hit threes at 6'4". That spreads the defense out, but more importantly, it pulls a bigger player out of the paint, gives you more room on the inside.
And a signature of Kim Caldwell. So a fresh set of bodies on the floor outside of Cooper for the Lady Vols. Iwala knocks down the first free throw.
The style of play is so much fun because, one, as a player, you get to play minutes and actually have an impact on a team. But two, your opponent has to really KYP, know the personnel of so many different players. You can't just focus on 5 or 6 that are in their rotation. You got to know at least 10.
Absolutely. Up-tempo offense, pace, and pressure is what you'll see from the Lady Vols. For Coach Yolette McKeown in her 8th season here, it's all about dictate and disrupt.
I love talking to Coach Yo about the expectations for her team, the defense piece of it, which is so important. As much as we love offense and scoring, you have to lock down defensively. And she's even said the key for our team in this game is coming out and making sure we throw the first punch, and it starts on the defensive end.
She's talked about just the slow starts that they've gotten off to and their losses. The key for them today is, as you mentioned, getting out quicker out of the gates. So far, a 5-3 advantage for Yo's squad. This is the job that she has done. 4 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances, and there's that full court pressure you'll see from the Rebels. Across is Maya Paldo. Inside is Spearman working. No, Latasha Lattimore grabs the rebound, the team's leading rebounder, and then immediately picking up full court. That's the pressure that you see from the Lady Vols.
Lattimore has been really impactful defensively the first couple of possessions in this game, just using her size and length to be disruptive, be a shot blocker in the paint. And here's that defense we talk about, being tangled up head to hip. Cotie McMahon goes flying in, but this is what you have to be ready for. You also can't play too fast. Tennessee's pressure kind of forces teams to speed up. You have to take a breath, square up, stay really balanced as you go against this Tennessee pressure.
Well, they force more than 20 turnovers a game, but trying to take advantage of that on the offensive end is something that Kim Caldwell is going to be keying in on. A touch too strong from Lattimore, and Sarah Chinu immediately going over to Coach Joe saying, let's appeal that one. It was last touch by the Rebels. It's going to be Lady Vol basketball as Kim Caldwell, in her 2nd season at the helm at the University of Tennessee. A storied program, so much history behind it, and she loved the way her team responded despite falling to Texas Sunday. She loved the team's response, given the fact that they got that wake-up call after that South Carolina game.
Oh, and she called them out publicly, too. So how does your team respond? And she showed, especially, I was impressed with Talaysia Cooper in that game, how she stepped up and responded to the toughness piece of things.
With that made bucket, 2,000 career points eclipse for Cotie McMahon in her career. It's been impressive thus far as she continues to add another chapter. Lauren Hurst back the other way with the make. And just think about Cotie McMahon, who starts out at Ohio State, freshman of the year in the conference, and then after a few seasons moves over here, picked up in the transfer portal, and a huge get for Ole Miss.
Watching the transition of Cotie McMahon from a freshman at Ohio State to now being a senior here at Ole Miss, her shot is getting off a lot quicker. She's playing more positions on the floor, but most importantly, that confidence piece has really been boosted in terms of opportunities to have the ball in her hands, run the offense, and get into the paint, which is what she's always been so good at doing.
And we talked about in the open, just her versatility. That's going to boost her chances as she looks to make it to the next level onto the WNBA. Fouled against Iwala. So her first personal foul on the inbound. You see Talaysia Poe right up in the face of Baldo. This Tennessee team coming in 16-7 on the year, 8-3 in conference play. And it's Cooper who's taking time. She's looking for to go on the shot clock. Got to get something up soon. Spearman in the corner before the buzzer, and they're going to say it's good. Coach Yo was standing right there alongside Timothy Daly, saying that was a shot clock violation. She says no, not going to appeal, and the deep pocket three made in the corner for Latham. So a lot of energy and intensity, understanding, as you mentioned, what's at stake.
Well, they can't review that play until we get to a stoppage of play in the break, which is when they'll determine if it got off or not. But look, there's a lot on the line here.
Yeah. Latham once again. Back-to-back buckets for Latham.
Latham's done a really good job coming in for Tennessee this season and just doing the small things right. Defensively making stops, then on offense taking easy in-rhythm shots.
A couple of games back at the best of her career or season. And back the other way inside to Latasha Lattimore, and that was a quick, easy find for the Rebels.
Ole Miss is doing a good job of getting into the paint. When you get into the paint, you crack the code. The defense kind of collapses, and you're able to find different players open. And right now, Ole Miss is doing a great job of cracking Tennessee in the paint.
A quick start already here in Oxford. High energy, high intensity in this top 25 matchup between Tennessee and Ole Miss. Well, as mentioned, that three from Tennessee was reviewed during the break, and you can see here the shot clock expires before the main bucket, so they wipe that one away, take those 3 points away, and it's a 9-7 advantage for Ole Miss. But both teams coming out hot, shooting 60% or better.
It's been a really good job by Ole Miss getting into the paint, getting into high percentage areas, and Tennessee's being patient within the offense. We need to get a little more ball movement to get the defense to shift. But overall, everyone's taking in rhythm good shots when they get the opportunity.
Bodies fall to the floor, looking for somewhere to go. Stolen away by Cotie McMahon out on the break, and McMahon with the finish. Cotie McMahon is everywhere right now. And McMahon and her Rebels are out to a 4-point lead. McMahon, one of the 9 newcomers, 8 transfers in total for this Ole Miss team. Christina Walla gets that one, the friendly home bounce.
Walla's doing a good job of establishing her place in the post. That was a deep post touch right there that you had.
You're winning the points in the paint thus far. 10 of the 13 points for Ole Miss have come inside the paint. Robertson trying to take Poe off the dribble, and Poe says no. Talaysia Poe, who is one of those veterans in Coach Joe's offense, bringing the D tonight.
And that is great timing on the block as well. Ole Miss switched that screen, and Poe had that advantage going down. Tennessee has to attack that a lot quicker, make that decision-making faster.
Janiah Barker was feeling it, already knocked down 1-3. Back iron on that attempt. McMahon, again, the aggressiveness, the assertiveness that you're seeing from Cotie McMahon, and she's fouled on the way to the hoop.
McMahon's ability to get into the paint is so difficult to defend because she's so physical when she's able to get down there and she's balanced, passing it off to her teammates. But she has been the straw stirring the drink right now in terms of playing fast, getting opportunities at the paint and being physical.
Well, this Thursday night, ESPN women's basketball doubleheader, Toby Fournier and number 9 Duke hosting NC State at 7 Eastern, followed by Flaunger Johnson and number 7 LSU coming to Oxford to take on Cotie McMahon and these 17th ranked Ole Miss Rebels. Those games are also available on the ESPN app. And fun ties with Carol Lawson, the former Lady Vols at Duke, as they continue to roll and add to their winning streak. Meanwhile,
15 straight for Duke.
Yeah.
Unbelievable after the start of the season. They're the best team right now in the ACC in the standings.
you've got Tennessee tonight, Tuesday, short week for both of these teams, and then LSU comes into town after what was a rocking house at the PMAC last week when they hosted South Carolina.
Fun atmosphere. You could feel it on television.
No doubt. Kanaya Boyd to the hoop, and Latasha Lattimore with SWAT City. 2 blocks so far for the Rebels. In transition, kick it, 3, no. As the ball bounces around in the air, Lauren Hurst wrestles it away for the Lady Vols.
It's important for Tennessee to keep Ole Miss to one and done because then they can't get set up in the press if they're able to get that rebound initially.
Barker trying to take it off the dribble. Tough shot, was looking for a call, nothing there. And McMahon up ahead, looking, not running, and Barker coming right back, but she's whistled for the foul in the process.
Fantastic defense here. Are you kidding me on that block? Clean. It's like volleyball spike into the 5th row almost. Fantastic finish. Right now, Tennessee's not attacking fast enough. They're taking like a second too long, being a little too hesitant. The ball's got to move a little bit faster, force Ole Miss's defense to shift, because right now, everybody in a white jersey has time to shift over. The help sideline has time to get there. And everybody in a white jersey is there on the catch right now.
We talk about number 8, Latasha Lattimore for Ole Miss in that white jersey, 3rd in the SEC in blocks, averaging 2 a game. And when we talked with Coach Joe earlier today, she said among the X factors, Latasha Lattimore, certainly one of them, and her defensive rim protection was going to help spark things for her squad.
And even just being in the paint right there, it makes you think twice about getting that shot off and get you out of rhythm.
Well, Tennessee, who started 3 of 5 here on the road, 0 of 6 in their last attempts. Another opportunity, now single digits on the shot clock. Prawl over to Latham, who drives it baseline. Nope. And the foul. That goes against Sirachinu.
Better offensive possession for Tennessee. The ball moved, got into the paint, Latham drives it in. The defense gets out of rhythm and in rotation, so you have better opportunities at the rim to get a foul called.
That's one of the things that you see with Tim Caldwell's team, is that they love to get to the rim. They want to score as many layups as possible. We have not seen them shoot as many threes yet in this game, just 1 of 3 from deep. But as the game wears on, you can expect more.
Well, especially in transition, what makes Tennessee so dangerous is when they do pressure you and they can turn you over. Scoring threes in transition is so difficult to guard because the defense is in scramble mode. You can't quite get back there and contest. That's where they hurt you most, is those transition threes.
Well, those 2 made free throws now ends Ole Miss's 9-0 run. That's Latham, the junior out of Glenwood, Illinois, helping the Lady Vols draw a little bit closer. The offensive rebound, Cotie McMahon at the SEC logo, can't get it to fall. That one stays in bounds, not sure how. It looked like it was dribbled out, but they keep going. Cooper finds Latham, spotting up for the 3.
It feels like Cotie McMahon has gotten every single rebound in this first quarter. She's everywhere right now.
McMahon, 4 rebounds to your point to go along with 5 points, leading early for her team. Chinu airmails that one as a couple of substitutions check back in. Parker and Robertson back on the floor. Well, this is, again, a Tennessee team that currently projected a 5 seed in Charlie Cream's latest bracketology, along with Ole Miss. Both teams trying to make sure they can jockey and secure the top 16 seed, an opportunity to host the NCAA tournament with the next reveal coming March 1st. The contact, no. Spearman still can't get it to go among multiple opportunities around the rim. And Christina Walla has it. Peterson thought about pulling up.
It's a better job by Tennessee getting back in transition.
Caitlin Peterson, again, one of the new faces in this program, came over from UCF, the grad transfer, over to Lattimore. Top of the key 3, no. And Parker skies for the rebound. And Tennessee's just looking to make a shot. And Barker, who has been an aggressor so far in this first half, just hasn't seen it fall. 1 of 4 from the floor. There's the senior, Janiah Barker, who was bounced around, spent last season with UCLA, started her career at Texas A&M. We'll take a breather. Megan, when you're looking at what Tennessee loves to do, right? And they set up in this full court press. They're going to pressure you. How can they create some turnovers that can maybe jumpstart their offense?
Well, right here, making sure the defense in the back line slides over and kind of is like a D-backing coverage almost to try to get some quicker opportunities, because right now Tennessee has had no easy baskets in transition.
Cooper tried to go for it. Lattimore gets it. Nice crossover and in. Kisses it off the glass. Little flex afterward from Lattimore.
The quickness and explosion. She looked like a 5'6" guard getting down there.
Coop and the Lady Vols looking for a good quality last shot to close out the corner, and there it is. Nia Robertson knocks down the 3 in the corner.
There is nothing I love more than a paint touch to an open 3-point opportunity. The defense collapses, but right now we are just going back and forth, up and down. Fantastic change of pace, drive in, finish with a little bit of contact, but it's the paint touch for me. Hit an open 3, going to break. We love offense here in the SEC.
Ole Miss with a 6-point lead, and when you go back to how they've been able to do it, look, they average better than 36 points in the paint and already off to a great start.
Already attacking the paint, making sure they're getting in there off the dribble, and it's led to opportunities because the defense has shifted. It's been forced to collapse. Cotie McMahon's doing a really good job of finding teammates in positions to score underneath, being not just a scorer but also a playmaker.
Nathan McEwen, Tiffany Green here with you from Oxford. An all-important game here and a short week for both teams. Each played Thursday, then Sunday. It's just a day in between, and then they're going to go once again for another game this week.
It's like a pro schedule right now.
Yeah.
You're in the WNBA already. Got to get used to it.
Yeah. Again, this game was postponed, supposed to be played back on January 26th, but because of Mother Nature had other plans, and so now these two teams meet trying to shake off a loss. And Christina Walla with her first points, or rather 5 points in the game. We saw in that first quarter, both teams shot the ball well, came out hot, and they kind of chilled out a little bit.
Ole Miss continues getting opportunities in the paint. Christina Walla has been way too deep for Tennessee. They've got to push her out for spots because right now she is just owning the paint down low, but she's getting so deep, and Ole Miss is finding her.
We talk about just the tough turnaround for both of these teams. You know, Kim Caldwell mentioned the fact that this is going to build toughness, right? This is going to get this group ready come tournament time as Iwala with a nice spin move and finish in the lane.
Now Iwala's away from the paint more, and she's still able to finish towards smooth move, but she's balanced with her shoulders going up for the finish. To that point, SEC tournament's coming up. Before you know it, you have to be able to piece together multiple wins over the course of multiple days. Nobody is feeling bad for you for being tired right now. Everybody at this point in time is tired. Wow.
Iwala down the floor, nobody there, but Z Spearman is standing in the way, making it tough for her. Then running in the lane, there's Caitlin Peterson, but that's waved off for an offensive foul. Denied Prawl. Good heads-up play from the freshman.
Coach Caldwell talked about Prawl and how good she has been defensively. It's coming along for her as a freshman. She gets to that spot, absorbs the contact, well done. Keep in mind, restricted area does not matter in women's basketball, so she gets their feet set. Fantastic job beating their team to the spot.
Robertson, Boyd, Jada Civil, along with Janiah Barker and Lauren Hurst on the floor for the Lady Vols.
Now we're just like Oprah with the offensive fouls. You get a charge, and you get a charge.
So second personal foul on Kanaya Boyd. Megan, you do a ton of work in the studio. You've been around the Big Ten and all of women's basketball, but when you are witnessing this brand of basketball, the SEC up front, what say you?
The physicality in the paint is unlike no other, and it translates over to the WNBA when you think about the impact of a Camila Cardoso or Angel Reese and what they've been able to do so quickly and early in their careers. It's because they beat each other up down low in the SEC. It's really impressive, but you have to learn how to finish through contact just like that.
Lauren Hurst, the freshman, is able to kiss it in. Hurst is, again, high IQ type player for Kim Caldwell, as she's been really impressed with this first-year group. Iwala was asking for it inside, had position on Barker as they reestablish here. McMahon in the corner. Pulls the trigger from three and is off the mark. There's Jada Civil coming down with the board. Civil, again, another terrific freshman, and you see the athleticism. Carolyn Peck said she's a freak in terms of just the way that she can ball, the way she moves her body and gets after it. And certainly Jada Civil in the very best way in complimenting her abilities.
Well, I was
got
gonna say, if
talent.
Coach Peck is saying that about you, you know that's a good thing.
Yeah,
You're gonna sign up for that compliment for sure. But Tennessee finally able to score quickly. It comes from getting defensive stops and keeping Ole Miss to one and done.
Back the other way, Cotie McMahon staring down the Tennessee bench as she was in rhythm. Back the other way, Lauren Hurst is like, okay, let me answer that with a tray.
She said, hold this. I'll give you an in rhythm three. But this is where this pace for Tennessee is going to favor them because they can get quick stops, run down, get transition threes. It's really difficult to defend.
Just 4 games remaining in the regular season, and you can feel the intensity in this game. And it's got postseason kind of feels in terms of the way that these teams are laying it out there. Again, trying to lock down a top 16 spot in the NCAA tournament, but more immediately, again, there's that SEC tournament coming around. The top 4 seeds get a double bye.
And boy, when you have a league like the SEC where night in and night out you're beating each other up, you want that double bye when it comes to trying to piece together win after win, day after day in a tournament style. You got to get ready for the NCAA tournament.
Both teams made it to the Sweet 16 last year. Tennessee knocked out by Texas. Meanwhile, Ole Miss lost 4 starters from that crew a season ago.
What's impressive about this Ole Miss team is the fact that they did lose 4 starters from a season ago, yet they're still in a position where they're in the top 16 first reveal. They've had so many new players come in, transfers, and also 2 players from last year that are in new roles. It takes time to build that type of chemistry. They've had to learn a lot on the fly, and Coach Yo has even said, hey, I've had to adjust my coaching quite a bit to this. It's an era that we're in right now in college basketball, and Ole Miss is a great example of doing it well.
Christine Wallow, who has thrived in her second year. When you look at the second-year players for Coach O and the way they've come along, it's been really impressive as Talaysia Cooper continues to be impressive throughout the last few games.
Cooper's ability to stop and go makes her so dangerous. It takes off in an instant, and she puts the defense all out of rhythm.
McMahon on the take and one. Cotie McMahon. You ask Coach O just what is it about her? It's her fearlessness with which she plays and that leadership you see.
Leadership coming in, talking in the huddle, but the ability to get by multiple defenders, the footwork, finishing through contact, but she keeps her shoulders squared. She is so strong. Even when you try to hit her off balance, she still keeps that shoulder square to the rim. Look, at the next level in the WNBA, you got to be able to make a shot against physicality every single time, and Cotie McMahon's really been doing that for her whole career.
Not ahead in too long for Brawls. So it's going to be Ole Miss basketball, 7 turnovers in this first half for Tennessee.
The important thing for Tennessee, though, is making sure that these turnovers aren't live ball turnovers. Dead ball turnovers, okay, you have a chance to get back and set up, but live ball turnovers kill teams, especially teams that like to press, get out, and turn you over.
They break the press. Serachino decides to take the three. No. Did you like that possession?
It needs to be a couple more passes in, too early of a shot, too contested.
Peterson whistled for the personal foul. That's her first. Correction, her second. Lattimore checks back in. Again, a number of bodies rotating in for Tennessee throughout. Cooper had it poked away, and the defense clapped up by Coach Yo, and they're going to say no. It was last touch by the Rebels. But those are the types of active hands that you want to see.
You gotta have good timing on the active hand. You can't try to hit an arm, but if you try to pick the pocket, pick the ball, the perfect person in college basketball doing that is Hannah Hidalgo at Notre Dame. Her ability to time up when the ball is gonna get dribbled, when her opponent is gonna try to pass it. And it comes from staying in a stance and looking at the core of the person dribbling the ball.
Cooper on the inbound, finds Spearman. Back to the hands of Coop, pulls up.
It's a miss, but it's a good in-rhythm shot for Cooper. She had enough space to get the shot off. That's what Tennessee needs more of, more in-rhythm shots.
Foul quickly back the other way against Christine Owala. Alyssa Latham whistled for her second foul. Under 5 minutes to go in the first half. We'll step aside.
She's strong, she's physical. March Madness begins March 18th on ABC, ESPN, and streaming on the ESPN app.
There's plenty left to unfold before that time, but certainly it's going to be another great tournament as you take a look at the top 16 revealed that was revealed on Saturday. That was Valentine's Day for the committee. UConn, UCLA, South Carolina, and Vandy were all #1 seeds.
It's crazy because you saw the committee really values those head-to-head matchups, and there are still so many head-to-head matchups just within those 16 teams to still be played over the next 2 weeks. It's going to be an absolute bonkers finish to the year. Nothing would surprise me at this point.
Nope. Got to get a shot off if you're Ole Miss. One on the shot clock, put up and in. That's Debrisha Poe, one of the team captains for the Rebels.
And Poe just able to shoot right over Poldo. I really like Poldo's game, though. She's quick with the ball. She makes really good decisions. And if she can continue to get into the paint, it's going to open up more for Tennessee.
Well, it opens it up, kicked out, and just missing there on the three. And look at the speed of Cotie McMahon and the determination in which she went down the floor, leaves it short. And here's Lauren Hurst. Back to Paldo in transition. The three, she got it. 4 threes knocked down. They average about 8 a game. The Lady Vols.
Tennessee averages 32 3-point takes a game, as you see Awala getting back in there. But the threes have actually been cut down over the course of the season. Coach Caldwell wanting good in-rhythm threes, and that right there from Paldo was an in-rhythm three. The defense shifted. You have some time to get the shot off.
All right, Paldo, one of those top recruits for the Lady Vols. Coming out this great class that they have, Talaysia Cooper. She gets to play alongside as Hurst, a couple of opportunities, the O boards, but the putbacks wouldn't go down. Cooper pestering McMahon, and a foul whistled against Talaysia Cooper.
McMahon continues to be a factor on the glass. She's gotten so many rebounds, and it's able to get Ole Miss running in their breaks so quickly. It helps advance the pace. It's been a game changer.
15 fouls, so that means Ole Miss in the bonus. While we have the time, our ESPN NBA doubleheader, Mavs Timberwolves at 7:30 Eastern, followed by the Clippers Lakers. Ernie, Kenny, Charles, and Shaq will tip coverage off at 6:30 Eastern, and they'll break things down after the LA battle.
Love that crew.
Yeah, they're so much fun.
It's the most entertaining television there is. Besides us doing this game, of course.
I was about to say that part. and two, you just, again, like we talked about in the open, the unpredictability of the SEC night in and night out, throwing blows, don't know what's going to happen, but you know what can happen when Talaysia Cooper has the ball in her hand.
She's coming off a 29-point performance against Texas, but she's a microwave scorer. She can heat up in a hurry, and I like the resilience we've seen from her in terms of her mental game, responding to Kim Caldwell, taking her out against Texas and finishing with a huge offensive performance, especially in that second half.
Kim Caldwell trying to get an understanding on that foul going against Z Spearman. That's her second personal foul. That was one of the things that kind of stood in the way for Tennessee down the stretch against Texas. It was Spearman along with Barker and Paul, who each had foul trouble in that game.
It's a physical game, especially against a team like Texas, who can slow it down and grind it out in the half court. But you have to learn how to play in foul trouble, because it's going to happen throughout the course of especially tournament runs. You got to learn how to play in different scenarios, and you have to win in different ways. Oh man, Wallace is everywhere on the floor right now for Ole Miss.
And helping to retain the possession, and McMahon with no finish, but Lattimore is there stretching out and putting it back in. Latasha Lattimore standing at 6'4", the senior out of Ontario. And the largest lead of the night for Ole Miss. Gets that one to rim around. That's Z Spearman. So important response back the other way off one foot as McMahon in field. It's yes, ma'am. Timeout taken by Tennessee. More than 2 minutes to go in the first half. Let's step aside.
There aren't many players in college basketball who can make one-footed shots the way Cotie McMahon can, but she's so balanced when she comes in full speed ahead, off of 1 foot, fading away. Those are in-rhythm shots for her. Her release, she's so strong. Even when her momentum's going backwards, she can still follow through towards the rim. It is one of the hardest parts of her game to defend.
Cotie McMahon, the leading scorer for Ole Miss, who has ratcheted up to a different level in SEC play alone. She's averaging 21 points a game. That's second behind Michaela Blake's a National Player of the Year candidate for Vandy. And right now, Tennessee needs to find an answer. They can get back into it, as that one was partially deflected by Poe. That's the second block that she's had tonight. McMahon looking, going all the way, sizing up Brawl, and then steps on the gas.
She stopped to make sure that wasn't going to be a charge, so she collected herself so she could be a little more balanced going up with it. Ooh.
They count the continuation for Talaysia Cooper.
Cotie McMahon getting the ball once again, coming down, beating everybody down the floor, but watch this little hesitation. gets herself more balance. Defense comes up. She's able to go right around them, avoids a charge being called. Talaysia Cooper, are you kidding me? Off balance, still finds her way in there, keeping those shoulders squared even through the bumps.
She's so tough. She's so strong. And when she gets downhill, watch out.
You got to throw 9 players at her if you're allowed to. Throw the bench, throw the manager. It's the only way you're going to stop her when she gets going with a full steam.
Cooper came onto the scene, started at South Carolina after being a McDonald's All-American last year, second team All-Conference, All-Defensive team as well in the SEC, and one of the tops in steals. She can bring it on both ends of the floor. But what a first half it has been for Ole Miss, led by the CNC scoring factory of Cotie McMahon and Christina Waller.
Ole Miss has done a good job handling Tennessee's pressure. It hasn't affected them too much. They've gotten the ball up the floor. They've gotten into their offense. They've scored in the half court and playing quickly.
Hurst out ahead. There's Cooper. Cooper sizes it up, takes it in. No. Saved, but into the hands of Talaysia Cooper, who politely puts it in.
Politely puts it in. I like that one. You never want to save it under the opponent's basket for reasons like that alone. Cooper right there.
Under a minute to go in this first half, and it has been what feels like a track meet. Has either team gotten into the rhythm you expected to see?
No one's been in a consistent rhythm for long, and a lot of that's because either fouls have been called or you're getting a rebound, and defenses are rotating. The help side's coming over to make sure that they're getting there, not allowing an open shot.
But the shot clock winding down, and Lattimore gets it in. She was deep in the paint, the feed from Cotie McMahon. Cooper, again, no. Lattimore gets it, and that takes us to the close of the first half. And it was the Cotie McMahon show. She was in her bag. Christine Owala, her partner in crime, was doing her thing as well. A combined 28 points in that first half. And then everybody getting involved in the action. A big first half for the Rebels. Let's send it to the studio. Against the Missouri Tigers, the Battle of the Tigers.
There we
in
go.
Baton Rouge.
SEC, it feels like every single game is a 50-50 game. The parity has been unbelievable this season. You see what just happened in Vanderbilt, Georgia. Vandy going in and Georgia winning that game. Huge upset for the Bulldogs. Night in, night out, you just never know who's going to win, which means you got to lock in for every single game. You can't take anyone lightly. Nice pass.
Good find inside, better ripped away by Cotie McMahon, who leads the break. McMahon pulls up at the free throw line, and yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, reading the defense. She saw that people got back. She had that room in the mid-range to let it fly.
Lauren Hurst, who had a solid first half. She had 7 points for the Lady Vols as Poe whistled for the foul.
Ole Miss has been so good at dictating pace of play because of their defense, getting stops and quickly running in transition, making the right decision. Look, so many people get back. Good job getting back and defending the basket, but McMahon has that room to stop. You got to stop the ball. People just left her.
Oh, it was right there and just popped out for Z Spearman. Nice take, though. Owala, who comes up with it. When we talk about just in transition, remember in that loss against Kentucky Sunday, they had no fast break points. They had 9 in the first half, and of course that bucket from Owala or for McMahon for another 2.
Tennessee's able to generate so much offense on points off turnovers, more than 23 a game. They haven't been able to get that going in this game. Ole Miss has handled Tennessee's pressure. Tennessee only with 4 points off turnovers in this game so far. And it's frustrating when you're in this type of state. There's no rhythm, no flow in this game for Tennessee yet. People are understandably frustrated. When you can't get into a flow, it's important as a team to try to get to the line, get to the paint, get fouled, go to the line, stop the clock.
And that's exactly the formula there on that possession for Christine Owala as she draws the contact, the personal foul whistle against Janiah Barker.
Part of what makes Owala so good is the fact that Cotie McMahon's drawing so much attention, and Awala is just as physical. Down low in the paint, she can make high percentage shots. She's really good at finishing, keeping her shoulders squared. That's a really hard 1-2 punch to have to navigate guarding.
We asked Coach Yo just about that game against Kentucky, Sunday. Each coach saying, look, we've got to scrub what we had on Sunday. We've got to focus on now. And at this point in the season, Coach Yo talked about gathering data in losses. No matter what the game outcome is, she wants to learn lessons that will better prepare her team come tournament time. Lauren Hurst leaves it short from three. She had a good look.
In rhythm shots, it's important for Tennessee when they get those threes. They need to be in rhythm, not rushed whatsoever. Hurst has been given really good minutes in her time out there. Rebounds, good looks from three.
Hurst was asking for it. Barker looking for somewhere to go. And Cooper, Talaysia Cooper, we know she can get it going at any time. No, but Barker, look at her go and get that one off the glass.
You can't get any offense going. You got to make plays in other areas. Get a rebound, get an assist, get to the line, whatever you can do. Janiyah Barker doing a really good job keeping the play alive, staying aggressive, watching the ball bounce out. You got to be able to get to the right position. She was boxing out Ole Miss trying to get that rebound.
And that was a critical third foul picked up on that play from Christine Awala. So she'll go to the bench as Latasha Lattimore back in the game. Barker on the take, the left-hand finish, just too strong, and McMahon couldn't come up with it. So Tennessee will get it, 20 seconds left on the shot clock, shooting 33% overall in this game, searching for their first bucket of the quarter. Jada Civil. And out and running, once again, Ole Miss, Caitlin Peterson, right at Lauren Hurst, who stands in position, draws the foul, and it goes right back to Tennessee.
These Tennessee freshmen doing a good job defensively, taking charge, stepping up, getting there. Oh, she was still moving a little bit. Now you do have the ability to go diagonal. But right there, I felt like she wasn't in the right spot to draw the charge.
And let's see if Tennessee can capitalize here as whistles abound the early start of this third quarter.
It's going to be key for Tennessee to keep drawing fouls, but also getting some ball reversals, get Ole Miss's defense out of rhythm. Right now, everybody's in the stance, they're switching hard. You've got to try to slip any of those switches, making sure you're communicating offensively.
That's a great point, Megan. I think 14 fouls for Ole Miss. That could send Tennessee into the bonus very early in this third quarter if they can take advantage. Cooper looking to get downhill before the basket. And again, we talked about just how they can take advantage, but you see them coming out more aggressive, wanting to attack the rim.
Cooper's really good at drawing fouls because she changes her speed. So as the defender, you're trying to be in a stance. When she comes out of it, you think she's going to maybe stop her dribble, but she keeps that dribble. You're out of position now, and then she attacks. Really good at baiting the defense into doing what she wants them to do.
Cooper, their leading scorer, sees that one rim out. She's averaged just about her season average in SEC play, so she has been consistent throughout. It's the back end now in double figures with Cooper, now with 10.
And now you have stop, score, get points on the board. It comes down to defense for Tennessee. They've got to get stops, keep Ole Miss to one and done, and score quickly in transition.
Again, Lattimore coming up with the big O board. Again, she goes back once more and one. Latasha Lattimore with her third straight double-double last game. She had 15 points, 11 rebounds, 6 on the offensive glass, and 2 key ones here.
And how about against 2 orange jerseys? Lattimore just getting up there, timing that perfectly. A little bit of a rebound in the best way possible. The physicality, the determination, and the strength to finish through that physicality. Latasha Lattimore bringing a lot of juice right now for Ole Miss.
She's closing in on another double-double, 9 rebounds, and looking to add to her point total here. Has 11 and completes the three-point play. Largest lead of the game for Ole Miss, much at stake as we mentioned. Since the start of this broadcast, both teams are projected 5 seed currently with Charlie Cream's latest bracketology. Each vying for a top 16 spot, which would allow them to host in the NCAA tournament, something that Ole Miss hasn't done since 1992 when it was a field of 48. They did it in the second round.
It was also right after I was born.
Don't feel it. Don't feel it. Okay, I don't feel old.
No, you don't. Yeah, listen. You've got it. Fountain of youth. I got to figure out what you're doing right now to stay young.
And right now, it's just been difficult to come by points for Tennessee because they've gotten good looks on the offensive end. Again, what can they do on the defensive end? Paldo right there had the steal. And
it's a great example. Wreak havoc for your opponent. Right now, Tennessee just hasn't been able to get Ole Miss out of rhythm whatsoever. Ole Miss is being the aggressors. Tennessee needs to do just that. Get into the paint, attack Ole Miss on offense. But right now, the Rebels have gotten anything they've wanted, throwing the first punch in every single way.
Crawl on the make on one end, and Spearman gets up and gets that rebound. Robertson in the lane. She's fouled. So 2 shots upcoming for Nia Robertson, the senior out of Fort Worth, Texas. And Kim Caldwell specifically said she's a player that needs to make plays.
Needs to make plays by getting to the rim just like that. Tennessee right now really needs to continue finding opportunities at the foul line. They've gotten there a couple of times the last few possessions. It's slowing down, stopping the clock, putting points on the board, gives your team a little bit of confidence, and you can't get into a rhythm offensively.
You see the wins that they've picked up so far this season on the road. Wins at Auburn, the Hump at Mississippi State, and in Tuscaloosa. And tonight is a question mark of whether they can pull one off here at Ole Miss after falling to Georgia and South Carolina. And it was after that South Carolina game where Kim Caldwell, as you mentioned, publicly sent out a clarion call to her team, a wake-up call as to why we can't lose like that again. It was the biggest loss in program history, and her team responded not only against Missouri, a 40-plus point win, but also really tight with Texas, nearly pulled it off at home against the Longhorns.
You got to find different ways to win. Winning in blowouts, winning in tight games, winning from behind. But it just happens through the course of a season, building that chemistry and congruency together.
Woo! Chino, pocket 3, got it.
Once again, so much spacing by Ole Miss, and it's coming off the dribble, drawing that defense in. Chino has all day to knock it down.
Robertson finds Spearman. Still some time to work with on the shot clock. And back to that Chino bucket.
Cotie McMahon draws paint, stays balanced because somebody was coming over to take a charge. She knew all day right there. She could scroll through Netflix, binge watch a show, and knock down the 3. Fantastic ball movement by the Rebels.
Sarah Chino, the coaching staff asking her not to defer, but just to do you. And when she does, positive results tend to happen.
It's hard as a player, especially when you come to college, because in high school, you were the go-to player. You got all the points. Everyone's talking about you. But when you come to college and any other team, whatever role you step into, sometimes you're not going to be counted on to make every single basket and make every single play. You got to do the little things. And when you get open looks, knock them down. That's what your coaching staff needs from you. And that goes a long way.
After those 2 made free throws from Latham, they've got to find ways to stop Cotie McMahon on the other end. The Lady Vols have not had an answer tonight for McMahon.
You know, they were playing Space Jam earlier in here, and that layup from Cotie McMahon looked like when Michael Jordan took off from the foul line, getting pulled down. Just the way she's able to finish over everybody, it's picturesque.
The extension from Cotie McMahon and the nice tie there, putting that Northwestern degree into use there.
You want to talk Space Jam? Let's go. Got to get some secret stuff at halftime.
I mean, obviously it has a very strong tie for you and pivotal moments, memorable moments in your life.
Oh, absolutely. You got to love the movie. I hear the new Steph Curry movie is very good too. GOAT, apparently.
Can't wait to see it. And wanting to see more of that. Kim Caldwell needs that from Talaysia Cooper, her leading scorer right now. She's got 12 points tonight for the Lady Vols.
These have been the best 2 defensive possessions Tennessee has had in this game because they were able to keep Ole Miss to 1 and done. Then they're able to come down and finish. She almost loses the ball right here. Look at that. Are you kidding me? She just lost the ball and caught it in midair. Can she get the assist to herself as well? Who do we got to talk to who does the stats for that one? Unbelievable finish by Talaysia Cooper.
That's just not normal.
No.
That's just not normal.
No.
Iwala, who's fouled, back to the basket. It's Cooper, as we were just giving her praise. Second personal foul for her, team's 4th. 5:19 to go in the 3rd quarter. On the inbound, and again, Cooper was there somewhere in the mix to deflect it. 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Lattimore kicks out, and 3 made.
Great spacing once again by Ole Miss, getting the ball inside, forcing the defense to collapse. You get an open opportunity from 3.
Tiana Thompson, who just touched the floor, knocks down the 3 ball. And after the turnover, it's Ole Miss who gets it right back. Chinu sizing up.
Wow.
Finishes with the left. What a tough take from Sarah Chinu.
Stop and go.
And Chinu is still down on the other end of the floor. She is hurt and in pain right now, as she has not moved after that made bucket. We'll take a break here in Oxford as they tend to Sarah Chinu. Back here at the Pavilion in Oxford, Tiffany Green, Megan McEwen, and we just saw Sarah Chinu getting assisted off the court and back to the locker room after this hard fall to the tape.
It just looks like what you said, a hard fall going down. And it's hard for Ole Miss because Chinu, as you can see her trying to walk back, can't really put any pressure on that leg. But she's been the X factor for this Ole Miss team, coming in, providing that punch. Coach Yo spoke to the importance of her being the tone setter for the beginning, especially defensively. And that's exactly what she's been able to do. So they're going to have to find a way to replace her, especially on the defensive end, with all the intensity and the length that she's brought to be disruptive.
We'll keep an eye on that and hope that Sarah Chinu is going to be okay. McMahon and the Rebels break the press. And then a foul, as this officiating crew has been very busy here tonight.
Ole Miss was able to break that press because they moved the ball with pace, didn't allow Tennessee to get set in a trap, and they attacked the rim. That's so key when you go against any press. People want to try to either dribble through it or they hold the ball for too long, and that lets the defense trap you exactly where they want you. Move the ball with pace.
McMahon, who already scored her 2,000th career point on the first made bucket of the night, now with her 16th 20-point game of the season as she continues to tack on more to her point total now at 23.
Only did that in 4 years, too,
Yeah.
I think. Well, I guess her 4th year isn't even complete yet, so.
Boy, just a great player, so consistent throughout her career, who's just gotten even better since coming here.
And now Ole Miss playing a zone this possession. gets Tennessee off rhythm.
Paldo inside to Latham, who wrestles it away and in. Strong move around the bucket for Alyssa Latham.
Great job by the Lady Vols attacking the gaps in that, trying to find the open area, get that defensive shift and attack underneath.
Well, she was one of the players who addressed kind of what the fight looked like for her team after that game against Texas, because that was, again, another knockdown, drag-out type of heavyweight fight that they had with them, as Tiana Thompson, who's come in this ball game and quickly racked up a few points off the bench.
I like the fearlessness, just going straight into the paint. Go in there, attack, be the aggressor, see what happens. Really good angle by Awala getting that tip.
And Peterson with the contact, can't make it, and Paldo comes up with it. Maya Paldo, who doesn't have numbers, waits for Lady Vols to set in the half court in the corner. Talaysia Cooper, pocket three, had a great look, just wouldn't go down. Spearman, baseline, trying to create some separation, extends that elbow, and Z Spearman whistled for the foul.
And that's right into the chest of Awala, right in front of the official. And right there, you can't drop that shoulder and initiate the contact with the offensive player. Right in front of Tim Daly.
Kim Caldwell giving Tim Daly a piece of her mind. Felicia Grinter, Katie Lukinich, and Tim Daly, our officiating crew for tonight. A temporary stoppage in play here. 2:51 remaining in the third quarter, and it's Ole.
Back in Oxford, part of what makes Tennessee so good is when they can get you turned over and then score in points off turnovers. But tonight, they've only been able to score 7 points off of 7 Ole Miss turnovers. The Rebels are doing a good job of finishing plays. They're also keeping Tennessee to one and done, so Tennessee can't get set up in their press to turn them over. It hasn't allowed them to create as many possessions and play as quickly because they simply can't turn Ole Miss over.
Let's see if Kim Caldwell's group can lock in. Meanwhile, Coach O's team has done a very good job taking care of the basketball, and that was one of the things that she said was very important coming into tonight's game, understanding the pressure that her team would face.
My favorite thing she said was, I'm okay if we have 40 dead ball turnovers, which, you know, she's not actually, but that means that Tennessee can't get out and run and score. You can just throw it away. Okay, you at least have time to get set back up in your defense. And Ole Miss has done a good job of taking care of the ball, period.
Cotie McMahon, who has been excellent here tonight. Natasha Lattimore, who has also been incredibly important as bodies go to the floor. Jump ball, possession arrow goes to Tennessee. Right in front of the Ole Miss bench, and still down. Talaysia Cooper. And so Spearman is trying to help her teammate get up. And Cooper is still slow to get up. Right in front of the Ole Miss bench, and she goes to her feet. Another look here.
This is the dead ball, or loose ball rather.
And you see her grab her neck.
Yeah,
And
you know what? She went back awkwardly, like overextended.
Yeah. When she was sitting up, she was, grabbing towards the back of her neck as she goes into the locker room. And that's going to be key because Talaysia Cooper, who was the one who really had it going, who else is going to step up with Cooper not in play? McMahon comes up with a rebound. And Ole Miss lucky to save it. As again, all gas for Cotie McMahon. The step through and the scoop finish.
I thought the play was dead, and boom, she finds a way to score.
Stolen away by Debris Chapeau. McMahon feeling it in rhythm. Cotie McMahon is in her bag tonight.
Got no notes on that one. You see her just dance on the defensive end?
She's got a little extra pep in her step, understanding what's at stake. Latham the turnaround, Jay.
Latham's been really good against this Ole Miss zone. She's finding the gaps, getting herself in open positions to score and in the eye line side of her teammates.
Latham now in double figures with 10. Is Talaysia Cooper, who's standing right in front of us, ready to check back in the ball game for the Lady Vols. Thompson, tough one, and count it. The hoop and horn. Tiana Thompson, all things going right.
All things going right for Ole Miss because they're sharing the ball. The balance on offense has been excellent. The spacing really good. They're passing, they're moving with pace, and then they're attacking. The defense for Tennessee is almost getting caught off guard because Ole Miss is taking the ball and just going right at them. Coach O challenged her team in this game. We want to throw the first punch. We want to be the aggressors. And in every single quarter, Ole Miss has done just that.
Well, a couple of things that they have turned around since their last game as Thompson makes that. She's got 8 points off the bench. They had 2 total against the Wildcats Sunday. Not only that, they've also shot the ball exceptionally well here at the Pavilion. Lauren Hurst in the corner for 3. Yes, ma'am.
Just what the doctor ordered for the Lady Vols. Trying to get in rhythm shots right now. You don't have to get it back all at once, but try to find opportunities open from 3 by moving the ball.
In the corner, back the other way. Thompson, no. Only a 4-second differential. Shot clock, game clock, maybe 3.5. And taking it and feeling it is Lauren Hurst once again. Back-to-back threes for the freshman.
She was wide open. She just made a 3. Someone in a white jersey's got to step up right there to that area, even though they're in a zone.
Cuts the deficit now to 20. Tennessee wanting to come up with a stop here, but no one's been able to stop Cotie McMahon, a one-woman wrecking crew. And after 3 quarters, it's been all Ole Miss.
Tennessee right now moving the ball. You can find the open shooter, Hurst with the hot hand, but Cotie McMahon, nobody in an orange shirt here has an answer.
Well, folks, if you're just tuning in, welcome to the Cotie McMahon Show.
Tickets are not really available. Sold out for 29 points. Are you kidding me? But it's been done in every which way, getting turnovers, scoring quickly down in transition. She's staying so balanced, so patient, reading multiple levels of the defense. She's knocking down 3s. But more importantly, her scoring the ball has opened up other things for her teammates because now the defense has to commit to her and she can be a playmaker. 9 rebounds in this game as well. She's starting to break and allowing Ole Miss to play fast.
Of those 29 points, 13 of them scored in that 3rd quarter. So Cotie McMahon right now is playing out of her mind. She's closing in on her career high, 33 set against Missouri earlier this season. As we speak her up, the turnover right into the hands of Tennessee. Can they capitalize?
And this is what they need to do, capitalize, get Ole Miss out of a rhythm.
Lauren Hurst says, yes, I can. Keep giving me the basketball. 3 threes for Lauren Hurst tonight. And that was a question mark about how this Tennessee team was going to respond, right? They were publicly lashed after that game against South Carolina. Kim Caldwell's group came back, rallied around, and played some really great basketball the last 2. But now, you see somebody like a Lauren Hurst, ready to step up to a challenge.
Which is huge. Somebody not named Talaysia Cooper's got to step up and score in double digits. And Lauren Hurst has come in off the bench as a freshman and made massive shots. She's not trying to do too much. There's helpful ways of being in the game, coming off the bench and letting the game come to you. And she's done just that. Hasn't tried to do too much. She's just taken what's given to her. And right now she's capitalizing big time. The last 9 Tennessee points have been Lauren Hurst.
So Lattimore at the free throw line for Ole Miss. Dozen points tonight, shooting 50% from the floor. And she's been perfect on free throws tonight. Paula to Robertson. Robertson spins on McMahon. Good defense, hands up, but they call her for the foul. Got a little bit of the body.
Tennessee's playing with a little more urgency to start out this quarter, driving to the rim. Lauren Hurst has given them a little life, knocking down some threes.
Robertson with 2 free throws here for the Lady Vols. Well, just to let you know, coming up at 9 Eastern on ESPN, Super Tuesday rolls on at Rupp Arena as they take on Georgia. The Kentucky Wildcats, who have kind of been up and down this season. It's been a tough night for Janiah Barker, but Barker going up, out on the way. Barker will go to the free throw line, her first trip tonight.
Now Walla has 4 fouls, which is important for Tennessee to recognize that and try to attack her every single possession because she has been a dagger in their side tonight with the rebounds, 14 points rather for Christina Walla.
Well, Janiah Barker, who found out last game, was in double digits with 12, had a really good game against Mizzou. Was all around against Mississippi State, and right now they need her in these final 8 minutes and 59 seconds to help the Lady Vols chip away at this lead because it has been a downhill machine by the name of Cotie McMahon.
That's a great way to describe her because she gets downhill with ease, and it's so difficult to stop her because she's a strong body. You can't just try to get in front of her and bump her. You're not going to get her off her path. You got to throw multiple bodies at her and try to get her to pick the ball up.
And Civil tried to jump that one. And the foul goes against the freshman. And she checks out. That's her 5th and final foul of the night as Cooper comes back in. So Jada Civil, who has had some really bright moments, but the freshman tonight fouled out. Cooper on McMahon. Lattimore sets the screen. Ball handling skills. You got to put something up real soon. If you're McMahon, she does so off of 1 foot. Shot clock winding down. Ripped away by Debrisha Poe. It's jump ball. And possession arrow goes to the Lady Vols.
Ole Miss has 11 offensive rebounds in this game. And even though Tennessee also has 11 offensive rebounds, Ole Miss has been able to capitalize on second chance opportunities and just keep the momentum in their favor by keeping possession of the ball.
Well, to your point, these are 2 of the top teams in the SEC in offensive rebounds. Number 4 for Ole Miss. Lady Vols, 11th best in the country.
Tennessee's doing a really good job in this quarter of drawing fouls. And at this point, when you're down, you got to try to stop the clock and put points on the board.
Cooper sizing up and right there just bodies into.
It's unbelievable. I feel like she doesn't even look at the basket, but she somehow still gets it in.
Talaysia Cooper, she could do it all. That one off balance and airmailed it. 17-point lead for 17th ranked Ole Miss. When you think about who's coming to town Thursday, it's LSU. And a big game here at the SJB Pavilion. Lattimore working on Hurst.
That was a nice job by her staying down, not allowing Lattimore to get the space or the time to dribble it, put it on the floor, and make a move.
What a... Barker with a nice one, but no, can't finish there. And Cotie McMahon once again. She's on, like, remember stick shifts, right? I don't know if they even produce manual cars anymore, right? But and look at there. You hate to see that. Cotie McMahon is holding that lower left leg.
She just waved off the trainer.
Yep.
She is so tough, man. I gotta tell you. So tough. No, but you were going off with your stick shift metaphor, and I like it because she's able to just shift into different gears on a dime. Don't you gotta grab the clutch first before you shift gears?
You have to press the clutch down. So you're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. But it feels like Cotie McMahon has been on, like, if she's shifted from like 5 to 6 tonight.
Quickly.
Yeah.
She's going from 1 to 6 at times. Are you kidding me? Stopping, but she's so balanced. And what I love about her game is that she can play against so many different defenders. It doesn't matter the look you throw at her. It's not going to change what she does. She's still going to go at you hard and try to finish at the rim.
McMahon goes to the bench. 31 points tonight for Cotie McMahon. And it has just been fun to watch her.
She's got 10 rebounds.
Yeah. Spearman trying to get that 5th foul on Iwala, no. And Lattimore, 4th straight game, the double-double after grabbing that rebound on the other end. Poe sees that one rim out. So Latasha Lattimore, there were 2 players that were mentioned by the coaching staff for Ole Miss about what had to be the difference maker tonight. The impact players being Latasha Lattimore and Sarah Chinu. And Chinu, who went down with just over 4.5 to go in the 3rd quarter, certainly did her part while she was on the floor, and Latasha Lattimore has been equally as helpful.
Lattimore, not just from a scoring perspective, she has 13 points. It's being in the paint and being a shot blocker, being a rim protector. She's making you think twice when you have the ball going up against her. Just that slight hesitation allows everybody else in a white jersey to get into the right place defensively. And that doesn't show up in the stat sheet.
She averages 2 blocks a game. And there she swats another one on cue. Latasha Lattimore's ears were burning just now. She was like, go ahead, let me pick it up.
Oh, you're talking about me. Let me show you how I get into position, block that into the cheerleaders. Fantastic timing by Lattimore.
Really intercepted. Spearman hauls it in. Robertson in the corner for 3. Yes, man.
Tennessee's getting good in rhythm threes in this zone because they're moving the ball with some pace so the corners are open and the shooters have time.
Well, that's Robertson's specialty. Meanwhile, another hard fall to the hardwood. And again, the physicality that we have talked about in this game and in this league all season long.
Moving the ball with pace, move it, force the defense to shift. You give your shooters time in the corner, but you got to move the ball with pace. The defense can't move as fast as the ball is moving through the air. I've been impressed with how Ole Miss continues to attack, even when Tennessee's scoring. They're coming down full speed ahead. They have dictated pace the entirety of this game.
And how about Tiana Thompson and the job that she's done tonight off the bench, right? And she came in, hit a couple of buckets, and then just keeps on adding. And you understand that Siracino is out of the game. So you come in, you have an opportunity to step up and play. There is a breather for Cotie McMahon, and just continuing to keep the lead at bay for Ole Miss.
And it's such a cliche, next woman up, but it's important when your number is called. You never know. You got to be ready to come in, provide that same effort off the bench, and just be a spark.
So Lattimore with her first personal foul. And McMahon coming back into the game. McMahon with her fourth 30-point game of her career, and looking to try to close out the Lady Vols in more than 6 minutes remaining in this one. And Latasha Lattimore and Nia Robertson getting a quick check from Katie Lukanich. Cooper nearly lost it, and Thompson, who tried to scrape it away, is called for the foul. So free throws on the way as both teams in the bonus with a little more than 6 minutes to go. Talaysia Cooper again got this party started for the Lady Vols. Double figures once again tonight, with now 18 points to lead the way for Tennessee.
The biggest key for Tennessee is having somebody not named Talaysia Cooper stepping up and scoring and being impactful. And they've had that. They have 3 different players scoring in double figures, but in this league, you need more than that. Multiple people got to step up. They're dealing with some injuries still. Really missing the play of Mia Paldo, who's been out the last couple of games. When she comes back, she provides that scoring spark.
Absolutely one of the best scorers on the floor for Tennessee when she is healthy and available. The shot clock violation, and good job by the defense for the Lady Vols to force that TO.
Tennessee has to take advantage of this offensive possession. You get a stop, you got to get a score here and another stop just to piece together a little bit of a run and momentum.
Spearman in the corner for 3, no. Meanwhile, McMahon slowing things down. Iwala, who's playing with 4 fouls, back out to Lattimore. Thought about the 3 instead. Lets a little more time work off the clock, off the screen. McMahon, that one blocked by Spearman. Z Spearman in the way, great defense, back the other way. Talaysia Cooper with the offense. That is what Kim Caldwell and her coaching staff needs to see from her team. And again, capitalizing on mistakes. You talked about Lauren Hurst and the excellent game that she's had tonight. And then turns it over. Thompson comes up with the steal.
Even though Ole Miss is up double digits, Tennessee gets back into games because they turn you over, they can score quickly, and they can hit threes. You got to take care of the ball, slow the game down, and value every possession.
Thompson, too strong, no. Thompson and Latham wrestling, and jump ball possession arrow stays with the Rebels. And it was just a back and forth affair because you just weren't sure. Like, players were impacted, everyone in this community were impacted, were without power for an incredibly long time. And you just think about the adversity that this team faced and the way that they were able to still triumph in the face of.
Oh, and a scary situation, too, that they had to deal with. To your point, people are displaced. You're not in a rhythm, and you're in a key time in your season where, at least in SEC play, you're in a little bit of a rhythm because of the schedule, but right there to be displaced from your home, out of your routine, this team responded. And you know what? When you go through an NCAA tournament, through an SEC tournament, you are going to deal with adversity. And the fact that this team has stepped up and dealt with this situation the way they have speaks volumes about the character.
So when classes started, then there was an interruption there, and then last week was the first full week for them to return to campus. And so now the challenge is for professors to kind of cram everything in those missed 2 weeks so they can stay on schedule for the rest of the calendar year.
And crazy to hear them say they couldn't do online classes because not everybody had power.
McMahon thought about it. Again, wisely pulling out, understanding they want to take as much time off the clock as possible. But when you think about this Ole Miss team, not only knocked off Vandy, they've knocked off 2 top 5 teams, also taking down Oklahoma in the process.
A performance like tonight shows the committee they deserve to be in that top 16. They were in that first reveal that happened on Saturday. Performance like this, taking care of teams, one at home, conference opponents, but 2 against a Tennessee team that's ranked. It's been really good this season. You got to consistently show up. And coming off that loss at Kentucky, how are you going to respond? They've shown up in a big way. Double-digit lead. They've thrown the first punch and been in the driver's seat the entirety of this ball game.
Well, they've led the entire way, to your point, Megan. And when we ask Coach O just about, this team and what makes them different and stand out, as Natasha Lattimore on the Miss, she says, this group just plays with joy, and they are an enjoyable team because it allows her to coach and their willingness to lead or follow her lead.
Well, it's crazy because Ole Miss has 9 new players that transferred in 2 new roles. So you have 11 players who haven't been in the system or in the role in the system that are having to learn on the fly, and they've come together pretty quickly.
You think about a player like Cotie McMahon, who was a huge get in the transfer portal. This was like, we ranked them the number 2 portal class because of a player like Cotie McMahon and what she's done throughout her career.
Cotie McMahon won a Big Ten regular season championship at Ohio State. She understands how to win a Power 4 conference, how to compete in the NCAA tournament, and how to play with multiple really good guards on the floor.
One of the 20 named to the Wooden Award late midseason top 20. And you look at that laundry list out of the SEC, more than half coming out of the Southeastern Conference with 11 players.
Night in, night out. I mean, you're playing against a potential All-American, a potential WNBA pick. So pick your poison when it comes to that one.
Barker on the make, and the pressure picked up well by Ole Miss. You think about Clara Strack, SEC Player of the Week, and the game that she had against Ole Miss Sunday. Madison Booker, Rory Harmon, Joyce Edwards.
Joyce Edwards has been one of the most fun players to watch in the country. Just the way she can dictate a game. She can handle the ball, too.
Oh, did we mention Michaela Blanks?
I don't know. Is she any good?
Yeah. SEC's leading scorer, but in conference play, Cotie McMahon is right behind her. And with that bucket, Cotie McMahon adds to the point total with 35. That's a career high for McMahon. Cooper back the other way with a triple.
Ole Miss has got to be careful right here. Got to take care of the ball, value possessions.
And going right to the hoop is Tiana Thompson. Boy, what a lift she has provided off the bench.
Huge off the bench. She's been aggressive, going to the rim, making really good decisions, getting the ball to Cotie McMahon right there to pick up the assist. Just making everybody go.
Janiah Barker is so dangerous. She has been looking for her shot all night. They haven't gone down, but she can do that. The length of a player like Janiah Barker at 6'4" in the handles.
And she's 6'4", and that's the thing. She's able to do a lot because of that size. Because of, look, she's done a good job passing the ball out as well, especially within the zone. She's done a really good job of finding open teammates. Cotie McMahon has been so good throughout the course of this game.
Well, that 3 gave her 35 points. Again, a career high and something that's going to help translate for McMahon at the next level.
Big time. The fact that she's shooting the ball well from 3, that's the next piece of her game that's got to step up consistently for her to get valuable minutes as a pro. But she's headed on that trajectory. she's got the body of a pro, and she has since she came in her freshman year at Ohio State. She's always been a strong player who's been balanced, but now she's learned how to not bowl people over, so she's being really good with the stop and start and reading the defense, multiple levels of it on the fly.
Cooper gets it to bounce in. Tennessee has made their last 6 shots.
They've been able to score and get into high percentage areas, which has been huge for the Lady Vols.
Well, again, these 2 teams in the top 25 out of the SEC. First time that these 2 teams have met and been ranked in more than 30 years. And McMahon, who is having a career night, can't stop talking about her. And when we asked Coach O earlier today just about, well, how would you describe Cotie McMahon? She's like, she's a bona fide scorer. I mean, straight
Simple.
up.
And loved hearing her talk about the relationship that Coach O and Cotie McMahon have, how special it is, how they're texting 6 a.m. morning of a game, talking about the scouting report. Like, yeah, I'm not trying to get up at 6 a.m. unless I have to.
That one halfway down and bounced out for Spearman. But that's what Cotie McMahon came here for. She was looking for something different, and the recruiting went very smoothly. Coach O says, I coach her the hardest. And boy, that hard coaching has certainly paid off. 38 points tonight for McMahon, but she wasn't the only one. 4 in double figures for the Rebels. Latasha Lattimore with a double-double. Christina Waller with 16 points. Thompson off the bench with a dozen.
Ole Miss got it done in the paint early. They went inside, established that points in the paint presence, and then let everything else fall into place. Like from 3, playing fast, getting to the line, everything was able to fall into place because they drew fouls and got to the line.
And taking a look at what's up next for Ole Miss, they'll be back in action in a couple of days, hosting LSU. Then it's on the road to Columbia to face off against league-leading South Carolina. And they'll close out with Florida and Texas A&M before the SEC tournament. And for Tennessee, this is one that they certainly wanted to try to grab on the road. Talaysia Cooper with another big game, 28 points, as she and Lauren Hurst tried their best. That's a 30-piece right there for Talaysia Cooper. But too little, too late for the Tennessee Lady Vols as Ole Miss knocks off Tennessee, the 21st ranked Lady Vols. Just the 3rd win over Tennessee in the last 30 years, and a big one here at home for Coach O and her squad.
Ole Miss dictated pace and set the tone from tip, getting into the paint, getting multiple players involved, and Cotie McMahon made every right decision with the ball in her hands.
An absolutely outstanding performance for Cotie McMahon. 39 points, the most scored in an SEC game this season. What a night.
Cotie McMahon, if she continues to play like that, she's going to have a very long and successful pro career.
Well, Ole Miss remains perfect at home, moving to 12-0. Another big one coming up Thursday against LSU for Megan McEwen. I'm Tiffany Green saying, we out from Oxford.